In every nation, every era, there is one man the world spends millions to catch and millions more to understand. But sometimes the most dangerous criminal is not the strongest, not the smartest, not even the cruelest. Sometimes it's the man who refuses to disappear. This is the rise, escape, and downfall of the world's most untouchable drug lord, Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán.
El Chapo's story doesn't start with bullets. It starts with hunger. He was born in a poor Mexican village. Houses made of mud, roofs made of tin, and dreams made of nothing. His father drank, his mother prayed, and young Joaquín learned the first rule of survival. No one is coming to save you. He sold oranges on dusty roads. He carried water buckets to survive. He watched children go to school while he stayed home, working, always working. But inside the boy, a fire was forming, a belief that if the world had no space for him, he would carve one with his own hands. At just 15, he joined a local cartel as a helper, a boy among wolves. He started with the jobs no one wanted, hauling marijuana, guarding storage tents, delivering messages through dangerous hills. And yet, every criminal who later met him said the same thing. He never looked scared. Chapo didn't rise through talent. He rose through endurance. He listened. He watched. He learned the map of the drug world like others learn the alphabet. And soon he wanted more. The man who trusted no one. In his 20s, he joined the Guadalajara Cartel, a criminal empire ruled by men who killed without blinking. But Chapo was different. He didn't shout. He didn't intimidate. He calculated. He engineered drug routes using mountain trails. He bribed cops long before others thought of it. He built networks so tight, even governments couldn't break them. And slowly, the quiet boy became a quiet power. When the cartel collapsed, he didn't fall with it. He built his own, the Sinaloa Cartel. And the world would never forget that name. El Chapo was not insane. He wasn't impulsive. He wasn't even cruel for pleasure. He was strategic. Psychologists later said he had an unusual combination: extreme ambition, zero fear, and a belief that rules were made to be bent, broken, or buried. He didn't just want money. He wanted control. He saw himself not as a criminal, but as a provider for his people, and a ghost the world could never cage. El Chapo escaped from a maximum security prison, not with violence, not with explosions, but by walking out in a laundry cart. He disappeared into the mountains as if swallowed by the earth. And for 13 years he ruled. Billions of dollars, thousands of soldiers, a global empire built on fear and fascination. But when he was caught again, he escaped again. This time through a mile-long tunnel dug straight into his shower. No criminal in modern history escaped federal custody twice, except him. He wasn't a man anymore. He was a myth. In 2016, Mexican Marines found him at last, hiding in a safe house, exhausted, running out of places to vanish. This time, there were no tunnels, no mountains, no magic escapes. He looked at the officers and said quietly, "You got me." He was extradited to the United States. He faced trial behind bulletproof glass. He listened to testimonies of empire and blood, and he received a life sentence. The ghost was finally trapped. El Chapo's story is not about drugs, not about violence, not even about power. It is about a boy who refused to remain invisible and grew into a man the world could not ignore. But every empire, no matter how powerful, must fall. And when it did, the man who escaped the world finally learned there is no escape from yourself.